Hi there, I'm Andre, and today I'll be walking you through some of the benefits of adding a 35mm film leader retriever to your toolbox, as well as going over how to use a couple of different models. Let's get started. 35mm film comes in cassettes. Developing the film requires removing it from the cassette and loading it into a developing tank in complete darkness. Cracking open the cassette with a bottle opener has been done for decades, but there are several benefits to using a dedicated retriever instead. Once the leader is out of the cassette, it's easy to cut the film square and get the beginning of the roll loaded onto the developing reel in daylight, especially if you have trouble loading film in a changing bag. Because the beginning of the roll was already exposed to light when you loaded your camera, this is safe to do, as long as you don't advance the film too far. Going just past the ball bearings on a Patterson or AP reel, or the beginning of the track on a Jobo or stainless steel reel should be sufficient. The Ars-Imago Lab Box 35mm module also requires retrieving the leader in order to load the tank. Another way I use a leader retriever is to run snip tests of my chemistry. The idea is pretty simple. You process a light struck piece of film and examine the results to determine whether or not your chemistry is still active. The leader of a 35mm roll of film is perfect for this. We'll be doing a full video on how to conduct snip tests for several different chemical processes from black and white to E6, so stay tuned for more. Film retrievers come in many shapes and sizes. First up, we have the Ars-Imago film retriever. It's made of two thin sheets of metal that are specially stamped and folded together. Be careful not to bend the metal, or you may have a hard time retrieving your film. These retrievers are small, exceptionally light, and can conveniently fit inside of the plastic tubs that your 35mm film comes in. I keep one of these in every camera bag so that I've always got one handy. With the nub of the 35mm film cassette facing down and the retriever in its retracted position, insert the retriever into the bottom half of the felt opening until the small vertical flap meets the edge. Pull the bottommost sheet of metal out until it stops, and then applying slight upward pressure to the retriever, turn the nub counterclockwise several times until you hear a click sound. I like to give it one more revolution until I hear the click again, just to be sure. Push the bottommost sheet of metal into the cassette. Then, gripping the two sheets together, pull the retriever out swiftly. This will pull the film leader out of the cassette. This may take a few tries at first, but as with all things, practice makes perfect. Next up, we've got the AP film retriever. It's made of a rigid plastic frame with one short guide tongue and two long flexible tongues. These are larger, a little bit less portable, but the longer plastic tongues help with retrieving shorter rolls like 24 exposure rolls or custom bulk loaded rolls of just a few exposures. To use it, ensure that the two sliders labeled A and B are in the starting position, indicated by the arrows. With the nub of the 35mm film cassette facing down, insert the tips of the three tongues of the leader retriever into the bottom half of the felt opening of the cassette. Pull the A slider all the way to the left-hand side of the retriever. Turn the nub counterclockwise several times until you hear a click sound. Again, I like to give it an extra revolution until I hear the click again, just to be sure. Pull the B slider all the way to the left-hand side of the retriever. Now, pull the retriever out swiftly, and this will pull the film leader out of the cassette. Thanks so much for joining us on this primer about 35mm film leader retrievers. You can find both of these retrievers for sale at cinestillfilm.com. We hope you enjoy using yours, and if you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@cinestillfilm.com. Take care.